My name is Delia Folk, and this is my mom, Allison Brown, and today we are here with Zameer Kassam. He is the CEO and Chief Designer of Zameer Kassam Fine Jewelry. His family was in the jewelry business, and so he grew up working in their stores. He got his MBA at Harvard Business School, and he has had a phenomenal career path. So get ready for this. He was a business analyst at McKinsey, and he worked at MTV Asia as the head of strategy and business development, and he was the head of bridal at De Beers in London. And this was all before founding his own line. And we met because we are both friends of the Costume Institute at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So let's start by talking about how have these fabulous experiences, your career path, you've lived in so many different places. What are the top 3 takeaways from all those experiences led you to where you are today?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here and letting me share the story. It's been such a wonderful time getting to know both of you. I'm a fan of the style that binds us, so I'm excited to be here. I do think that I've had some incredible experiences over time, but if I have to think about the 3 things that really were formative in getting me to where I am today, it would be growing up in my family jewelry business. It would be the time that I spent at Harvard Business School, and then the time I spent at De Beers Louis Vuitton, because the De Beers experience was a joint venture between LVMH and De Beers. So growing up in the family jewelry business was exceptional because I was 12 years old, coming home from school every day, going straight to the shop, and learning about diamonds and rubies and gemstones, learning about how clients think about jewelry, and most importantly, spending time with people when they're about to celebrate the most beautiful moments in their lives. And so I think at an early age, I realized that I had a little bit of a kernel of passion for this industry and for what we represent. Business school, there was a professor of mine that sort of challenged us to speak about what we would do if we had all the money in the world and didn't have to worry about student loans, which I was very much, had, or any of these other realities of many of our classmates. And when he came to me, it was through a back and forth that I realized that if I had all the money in the world, I would design jewelry. But I didn't have all the money in the world, and so I needed to figure out how I was going to do something a little more corporate. And I was lucky enough to get an opportunity working with De Beers Diamond Jewelers, which was in London. And that's the third of the 3 experiences that I think really helped form my understanding of what I wanted to do.
What would you say to someone instead of going to Tiffany's or De Beers or Harry Winston, why should they go with your brand?
Well, first of all, I'll say that these are incredible brands. If you have grown up like many people in my mother's generation, dreaming of a blue box or a red box, then more power to you. I will never stand between someone and their dreams, and if that's the dream, then that's the dream. I think it comes down to what you really want as your objectives out of this piece of jewelry. Do you want something that sort of screams the brand name when you walk in? And I'm not, again, judging that. Do you want something that's super, blindingly sparkly, but may not be really good quality, but it doesn't matter because no one's going to come close, that shows across the football stadium? I'm okay with that. Whatever will make you happy is what you should do, because that's all this is about. What I would say about what we do is that we make things that are a little more personal and meaningful. It's not necessarily more expensive, it's not necessarily small or bigger, it should still catch the light across a football stadium. But instead of speaking about me or a brand name, it speaks about you. It speaks about you and your love story, and the way that someone has felt about you and wants to convey that to you in a way that will last forever.
So how do you find those gems?
So when I was at Harvard Business School, I spent my second year in the mines of Botswana doing a project with the government of the country, trying to figure out how we could create more beneficiation, which is when an industry has one natural resource, in this case diamonds, how can you build more economies around it? Diamond cutting, jewelry design, other ancillary tourism. What can you do to build up the local economy? From that experience, I got very positive about diamonds from Botswana.
Okay.
Fast forward 10 years. Of course, now I'm here, we have this business, and De Beers Group is one of the partners, a strategic partner in this business, where we have access to the Forever Mark diamonds,
Oh, yeah.
and something called the Exceptionals, which is the most extraordinary of De Beers branded diamonds.
Wow.
And that's it. I still also have access to all other diamonds and gemstones in the world.
Does it take to make a piece of your jewelry?
Yeah, so it's interesting because when I was working in the luxury world, it was many people and the number of hands I thought I could never produce. It actually takes 3 people. 3 people are involved in every single piece of jewelry we create, except for those pieces that might have something very unique, like pearls that require a master pearl stringer, or cutting a gemstone to another specification, which we don't typically do in-house. So those expertise we'll bring in from all over the world. But we actually have 3 people who physically make the pieces, and it typically takes 3 weeks worth of hours. But if we have a client who wants something sooner, then we run shifts back to back. And our team is incredibly agile.
Let's talk about the continual relationship with your clients. So once someone has started with an engagement ring, what happens from there?
Well, Delia, it's such an honor to learn part of the love story, right, when we make the, let's say, engagement ring. And about 2/3 of our business is engagement rings and bridal, 1/3 isn't. Many of the people, though, that came in for the engagement ring end up being the people who come in for the future pieces. And so what we like to say is that the first chance to get to know them is the engagement ring, and that's the story of their love at a moment in time. The dream is that they come back for a wedding band, which almost all of them do, and we tell a little bit of the story of that year between when they were proposed and when they get married, both his and her wedding bands. And then the fantasy is that we're there 5 years in the future, or 3 years when they have the first child, when they have the first major anniversary, if they decide on a big change in their lives and move to another city or country, and one of them feels like this is something we want to remember for the rest of our lives. I mean, that's always been my dream, to be able to tell the story of a moment in time, but collectively tell the story of a family and their life lived.
Thank you so much for joining us today on The Style That Binds Us. We've loved being here with Zameer. And you know, one of the things that we feel strongly about is showing ways that you can take part in things that maybe you thought were off limits to you. And this is a great example because yes, he does design incredible pieces that celebrities wear, but also he is open and works often with people at all kinds of price points. So don't be afraid to reach out to Zameer and his team, because their goal is to tell your story. It's not about how much or how big the ring or the piece of jewelry is going to be. It's all about telling the story of the things that mean a lot to you. So we're so honored to be here with you today and tell people how they can reach out to you.
Of course. Well, I love hearing you say that because I couldn't agree more. Please reach out in any way that you would like to. You can email me at zameer@zameerkassam.com. You can phone us. There's lots of different buttons on the website. You can Instagram message, you can Facebook message. I mean, we're all here. The only thing we care about is to be able to learn love stories and tell those stories. And so we do get back to every single person in, very quickly to see if we can be part of something really special in their lives. So I really appreciate this time, this conversation, and hopefully being able to tell some stories of some of the people that are in your audience.
Yes, that would be great.
Excellent.
All right. Join us next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.